Hi everyone, see you again with me. Now we're discussing about finance sector for industry analysis, and today we focus on the subsector of banks. So analysis valuation of banks done through stock valuation calculator. We have 94 companies belong to this group with various subsector, and the banks only they have 32 members with various size. We will take a look in more detail in the next few slides. So let's see, next is the profile of the index. You see there is a uptrend from end of 2011 until today, especially the increasing very sharp in this year. So all in all, if we combine, the average growth is 45% from nearly 450 end of 2011 until today it reached 680. So it's quite impressive growth. So next we see the market capitalization of this group, of this sector. We see in this picture the bank itself accounted almost all, 93% of the market caps. The rest divided to 4 companies. Multi-finance company is the largest, 4%, and the other 3 securities, leasing company and insurance, they all counted 1% respectively. So it's very clear that the domination of the bank is too far above, so we can just ignore the rest of the four subsector. So how about the bank subsector itself? We divided into 4 category based on size of the bank. Very big, accounted 71% of the market capitalization. Big banks accounted 11% of market caps, medium bank 17%, and small bank only 1%. So the rest is 29% out of very big banks. So you see the domination again with the very big bank. Let's see who's the member in the very big bank. You see in this picture there is a chart, a table. Above is a chart of financial performance from free cash flow, working capital, asset and financial ratio, ROE, margin and ROA. We only have 4 members of the very big bank. 3 of them belong to state-owned company, belong to the government, and only BBCA is a private company. In terms of asset ranking, BMRI or Bank Mandiri is the largest, 640 trillion in asset. Next, followed by Bank Negara, BBNI, is 550 trillion. BBCA is 447, and the smallest among those 4 is Bank BRI, Bank People Banks. If we are looking at the financial ratio, return on asset is about in average number 3%. If we are talking about margin ratio, is all about also about the same average number, all above 35% in net profit margin, which is very good. It's above average of the industry, and they can make a very efficient, producing out of gross margin above 70% to produce in average above 20%. The highest net profit margin is BCA. Quite impressive because BCA producing 39% from 65% gross margin. In other case, BMRI producing 38% out of 74% gross margin. So we see there is a difference. BCA considered more efficient in running the banks, especially managing operating costs, because out of 65% gross margin, they can produce 39% margin, net profit margin. 65% meaning because this is a private bank, BCA, they don't have so much power like state banks in obtaining the, what we call it, the cheaper funds from the market or whatever facility from the government. But actually BCA is producing the highest profit margin, 39%, even though they don't have the same power as the state bank like BMRI. In terms of free cash flow, despite their asset is number 3, but free cash flow they are very close with BMRI. Is the highest, the top performer in terms of free cash flow, 19 trillion, and BCA is 18 trillion. Compared to BBNI, you see the free cash flow is the smallest among the 4, comparing to their asset. There is, if we dig more deeply, why BBNI free cash flow is the smallest. They may spend in the capital expenditure so much or quite substantial capital invested. That's why free cash flow is smallest among those 4. So below the table is, we are looking for the prospect of the stocks. We are started from market caps 2013, and VH10 is a valuation highest point 2010, and next is 2011 until today 2013. So we see the delta is if above the 100%, meaning there is room for price to grow, or meaning that the price is still undervalued, the value is still above the price, so there is we can consider this worth buying. So next we see the other group, big banks. There are 6 banks, and out of 6, only 1 bank belong to government, is BBTN. So in terms of asset, the leading is BNGA, Bank Niaga, CIMB Niaga, and BBTN is only number 5. But in terms of free cash flow, BDMN is the highest free cash flow. So with asset only 153, they can produce 7.1 trillion free cash flow, compared to CIMB Niaga, BNGA, out of 217 asset worth of asset, they only can produce 4.6 trillion free cash flow. So we can see also in the other financial ratio, return on asset is in average is 1 to 2%. It's much lower than very big bank. Very big bank running to 3%, but medium or a big banks is only 1% in average, 1 to 2% in average. The same thing, return on equity and margin ratio also lower than the big banks. Next table, we are looking about the prospect, the historical valuation compared to current price. Well, actually the delta is above 100, meaning all the price still under value, so still worth of buying. So this raises question why very big bank and big bank group, all of them still undervalued compared to the other industry outside banks. We can explain through the next chart. The next chart is showing Indonesia interest rate in the left hand side and Indonesia GDP per capita on the right hand side. If you see historically from 2008 until today, interest rate decreasing very sharp from almost 9% in 2008. Now in 2013 below 6, and the last period of this year increasing again up to 6%. Is it because the government deficit, the government paying debt, and etc., or there is we hope only temporary? But if we see in the right hand side, the growing on the GDP per capita from 1000 in 2008 and until today reached 1200, or increasing 20%. So there is a factor, a parameter that explain to you why the performance of very big banks and big bank, the price is still undervalued and the true value of the company keep growing, because the macroeconomic condition is very conducive, and then macroeconomic condition will trigger the extensive credit issue for the consumer and the infrastructure. So next we see the other group of the bank, which is medium bank. There is 4 company considered overvalued in terms of price, but the first 2 based on the, this is a ranking from the smallest to highest in asset. The lower or the smaller asset is BCIC, that is Trouble Bank and Scandal Bank, BSIM, New Bank with the small asset. They are now is already overvalued, especially BCIM is negative value compared to current price is 1800. But we trying to look into what is the best among those lists, among this list. You see in this arrow marked in blue, we point out BTPN, Bank Mega, and BGTM. If we considering the best among them, BTPN is the best with the ROE 28%, followed Bank Mega 22, and then BGTM 17. And looking at the margin ratio, Bank Mega is the highest, 25. The highest is BGTM 29, followed Bank Mega 25, and BTPN 22. So the price of those three banks is still undervalued, which is worth of considering to buy, even though the ROA, return on asset, is small, but BTPN is 4%, same level as a very big bank, followed by BGTM 3%, and Bank Mega is 2%. So the rest of the list, even though they are still undervalued or still room for price to grow, but because of their small cap, they tend to be speculative. So in conclusion, we only recommend to focus only very big bank, which is blue chip. But blue chip, if you are looking for the short-term capital gain, maybe it's difficult to get. But big bank, there's still some potential out there. And then medium bank maybe those three banks, BGTM, BTPN, and Mega, you can consider what buying. Next is the small bank. Is much smaller, with asset below 9 trillion, and then the list of this group can be more speculative than in the medium banks, and we see some big difference in the group. If we see the arrow in red mark, BSWD, if we compare valuation and price, is big gap, 27 compared to 1700. If we see another BKSW, 100 compared to 550 in price, and BABP also 97 compared to 140, difference between price and value. So it's very difficult and should be very careful if we are going to speculate on these small bank groups. In reality, even though they can produce financial performance which is good or better than industry average, but in reality, small caps usually very hard to compete with the bigger banks because their inability to obtain, to attract people's money, because the cheaper cost of fund coming from people who save the money in the bank, people who deposit the money in the bank. But such person tend to prefer keep their money in the very big bank or a big bank, not in the medium or the small bank. So there's a competition of the smaller bank is to offer a higher interest rate, which is out of the guarantee of the government. So they tend to be speculative. If there is some changes in the economic macro, they are first to be hit, and then if they are hit quite badly, so the victim is the people who put the money in the bank. So that's why if there is a rush, so the bank tend to be collapsed despite the previous performance, that they can be collapsed because If people withdraw the money at once or in the big amount, they will suffer and tend to collapse. Okay, everyone, let's finish up and see you next time in the next industry analysis. Thank you.